Hello and welcome to another edition of the Golden Gloves Chess Show. With me, I've got two fantastic champions. I've got Lusanda Komanisi on my right-hand side, and on my far right, I've got the South African lightweight champion, Tshifhiwa Munyai. Welcome, guys. We've got a big tournament coming on the 17th of September, Golden Glove Show called Lights Out. And you two guys, you're going to be challenging for the South African lightweight title. We're going to talk about your careers. We're going to talk about a lot of things now. So firstly, welcome, guys. Thanks for coming. Nice to be sitting with two champions here. So let's talk. You've had 26 wins and 6 losses, 22 by KO, fantastic knockout record, Lusanda. And then you've had 42 fights, Tshifhiwa, and you've won 35 of them. You've beaten everybody really in the country that there is to beat, every South African champion. And so have you beaten every South African champion. You guys actually deserve more credit from the media than you get. You know, when I Googled your records and I know your records and I've commentated a lot of your fights, you guys are really fantastic fighters. So well done.
Thanks.
But now we're at the stage of your career. We spoke about this off air. You both you guys need to win. You're 37 years old. You're 32 years old. You guys are not at the end of your career because you don't know. You could be fighting for world titles at 40. But you're getting there. You guys are seasoned professionals. And every fight is so important. And for the two of you, this is now the most important fight of your lives. Tshifhiwa, you need to win this fight at 37 years old. Current South African champion. Haven't lost with Alan Terwell in 8 fights since 2017. I'm going to start with you as the South African lightweight champion. You haven't lost in 8 fights. You've looked brilliant. I've commentated most of them. What has Alan Terwell done to change your career in the last few years?
I think the thing that I did well was moving to Allen Towel was a good decision. I took it at the right time. Looking at my career, I spent a lot of time in the gym without getting fights. I turned professional at 18. I should have had about 50 something fights if I was in Mexico or something.
Yes.
So Alan is a good trainer. The nice thing about me is like I'm not difficult to be taught things. And when he's teaching me, all the things that he's teaching me is just reminding me. In my career, I would say I felt blessed because I've trained with the right trainers. I've trained with the trainers that have got passion for the game. I started by Rob McLeod. He taught me work rate. Then I moved to Elias Chabalala. He taught me the sweet science. We all know Elias is good.
Yes.
Then I moved to Warren Harley. He taught me how to punch correctly. Everything was good. So now Alan is just reminding me all of those things. And then they're getting together. That's why I'm putting the performance that I'm putting
Fantastic. Well, as I said, you haven't lost since 2017. Nicknamed the Spider and trained by Alan Terwell. You've done fantastically well. So let me talk to your opponent. You're the challenger for his South African lightweight title, Lusanda Komanisi. Lusanda, a brilliant knockout record, as I said. I mean, you've had 22 knockouts in your 26 wins. It can't get much better than that. But now you're facing a man that's very experienced, that's a very good boxer. Before we talk about that fight, let me also talk to you about you moved to trainer Vusi in Tola. Fantastic decision, would you say?
It was a good move for me to make because I've had options to go join a certain trainer, go join a certain trainer, but I felt like Vusi knew me more.
Mm.
You know, he knew me better. He's the kind of trainer that doesn't let everything in my hands. You know, when I walk into the gym, other boxers tell trainers, "I'm tired today.
Yes.
No, I'm gonna do this today." You know, with Vusi, you don't get any
Yeah,
of that. Everybody's treated the same. If
Yeah.
it's time to run, the whole gym runs. If
Fantastic.
it's time to spar, the whole gym spars. And I needed that kind of trainer in me. You know, I know I've got flaws, I've got mistakes in the ring, and he knows them better. So I feel like that's my guy.
Fantastic. Well, Vusi Matola has kept you undefeated in the last 5 fights, which is fantastic. And the brilliant Alan Terwell, his father was a great trainer as well, has kept you undefeated in 8 fights. So we look forward to an unbelievable fight. So let's talk about the fight now. That's the big thing we had to talk about. Tshifhiwa Munyai, the Spider. Tshifhiwa, when I watch your fights, you remind me of like a guy that I love, like a Sugar Ray Leonard. You're perfect as a boxer. You place your punches perfectly. You really are scientifically what I call a good boxer. And what they always say in boxing is that a good boxer beats a good fighter. Here's the fighter, you the boxer. Doesn't always happen. A good fighter like a Mike Tyson, one punch changes the fight. But talk to us about your boxing skills. How do you see yourself winning this fight? Do you see yourself winning this fight?
For sure. Because let me just say this. When Lusanda said he's moving to lightweight division, he said a statement the other time that Amazon rate him of I was saying when I moved to the lightweight division, I made up my mind that the last 4 years, 6 years that is left on me, I want to give it all to boxing, and it is really working for me. So when I moved to the lightweight division, there was Ndongeni, there was those big names. I just wanted those big names. When I moved to the lightweight division, I called the big name first before I even get one fight. Then there was Ayanda Nkosi. Lusanda came to lightweight, he lost the fight. Then after he won second 2 fights, he said, "Don't write me off." Then I started paying attention on the more this Lusanda again. So I've never taken him for granted or anything. He's an incredible champion. He fights hard. He goes to the fight. Whenever he goes to the fight, he's fit. He is very explosive. But trust me, I've seen some loopholes that I know I'm gonna capitalize on them. I was on his last fight sitting ringside. He did well. He's a good fighter. Looking at his record, coming from two losses, coming from those losses and come back, he's got more or less the same spirit with me of a fighter, because it's hard for a fighter to come back from the losses. Everybody's criticizing you and
Yes.
nobody's talking good about you, like you're finished. At my specialty age, at my age, when I lost to Fuziland Rufio, everybody wrote me off. But he did very well by coming back. So I took him very serious. But at the end of the day, I'll still be the champion. It's down points or a knockout.
And the nice thing is what both you guys have done. Like you say, you've had a lot of losses earlier in your career, 5, 6 years ago. You guys turn it around. You guys are unbelievable how the way you've turned your careers around and got up to winning. So you've been on a winning trot. You've been on a winning trot. Lusanda, can you beat this man sitting next to you? You've watched him fight. You obviously respect each other.
Brian, Munyai is one of my favorite fighters. He's one of my idols. I've always looked up to him, Tshifhiwa Vekeka, Muruti Mtalani, and many more that I came after because they turned pro way before me.
Yes.
And I was looking at them. I always watched them on TV.
Yes,
He's
yes.
one of the guys I always admired.
Awesome.
But now I make it my job to be the guy that takes him down. He's a good fighter. He's complete, like you just said. He can move. He's placing his punches perfectly. I'm learning from him.
Yes.
But I promise you, I'm the guy that's gonna break that.
So you can beat the guy that you looked up to, that you're learning from.
I'm gonna beat him.
Do you think your punching power will play a big part in this role? Because he's also a good puncher, but he's scientifically very good. You come forward, you that pressure cooker kind of guy. Will that help you in this fight?
The punching power. I don't want us to look at that and think that's the only thing I can do. I'm a great boxer. I'm a good boxer. If I want to punch hard, I can do that. I can force you to fight me, and I can create you to stop moving or fight me. I can use the power when I want. If I want to box like I did in my last fight, we had a problem in our corner way before the fight, but Vusu said, no, let's just use skills. Let's just move around, hit him with a jab, play around with him. 12 rounds is a short distance for us. I can fight the whole day. I said, okay, I can do it, and I did it. It's not. I'm not only relying on my power, but come a moment when I need to use it, it's there. I can use it. But like my record, I have 6 losses, and I've learned a lot from my losses. I've learned from trying to use power too much. I can be open and get knocked out. I'm human. I can get knocked out too. And from there, I took it to a point where I'm gonna use my power, my footwork, my speed, and all my experience together to be the fighter that I am today. When he meets me on 17 September, I'll be a different Lusanda Komanisi.
Well, 17th September, lights out at Empress Palace on the Golden Glove show. Tshifhiwa, you've heard what Lusanda said. You obviously respect each other, both great fighters. Do you think he's got a chance of beating you?
Not at the moment. Since I started, like when I give time, like this time is for boxing. It is really working for me. And I said it periodically, like there's no lightweight is gonna stand in front of me, and let me put it this way: there's no lightweight who's gonna beat me. Periodically, I'm saying this not only with confidence. I've got a thing in me that I can feel the boxer. I sparred him like 2014. We sparred together. I tested the waters. He's still doing the same mistakes, some mistakes. He's able to cover some more mistakes, but he's still doing some. There's some loopholes that I've seen that I'm quite sure I'm going to capitalize on them. Come the 17th of September, Tshifhiwa will still be the champion.
Okay, so Lusanda, obviously you've heard what the champion said. As you said, you gave him a good compliment. He's a terrific fighter. Both you guys have beaten everybody in the country that he used to beat. You've beaten really good SA champions. But now, as we said in the start of this program, it's crossroads for both of you. You're 37 years old, as you said. You're 32 years old. He's got all the experience in the world. But both of you are at the crossroads of your career. If you don't win this fight against this man next to you, you don't fight for a world title, in my opinion. And vice versa, isn't it, guys? You understand what's on the line. So are you guys going to put everything on the line to take it to the next level?
From when I moved to the lightweight weight, right? Everything I've been doing is all about boxing. Boxing is now coming first in my life. Luckily, I've married to a very wonderful woman who understands boxing, who gave me all the support.
Great.
After the losses that I had in 2017, I stayed at home. I always had anger in me because I'm doing things that I don't love. But after speaking to my wife, we agreed like go do what you love, go give your best. Then it's working for me. So trust me, the 17th of September I'll still be the champion.
So behind every good man is a woman. Even it happens in boxing, eh?
It does
Well
happen.
said. Well said. Well,
It does happen, yeah.
kudos to your wife. Let's speak to you, Lusanda. We're coming to the end of the conversation. What are you going to do on the 17th of September that nobody's done to this man yet?
Well, first I know Spider hasn't fought anyone like me in the guys that he had fought. I'm not disrespecting anyone, but looking at his previous opponents, he hasn't fought anyone like me. He hasn't fought a hard hitter. He hasn't fought someone who thinks like I do, and hasn't fought anyone with my kind of energy, you know. And I've managed to capitalize on his last 3 fights, specifically his last 3 fights, on things that, you know, interest me more, you know, that wanted me to ask for this fight, you know. And I want this fight so bad. It came to a point where we did sign the contract now, and using those last 3 fights, I'm gonna show people that what they haven't seen. They haven't seen.
Well, the tournament's called Lights Out. So I don't know. Do you want to tell Tshifhiwa what you think is going to happen?
Well,
Who's going lights out? Talk to him.
I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself and say I'm gonna knock you out this round. I'm gonna do this with this punch. And I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself. But after that bell goes, when that bell goes, ping, after that bell in the first round, you're gonna see the real Mexican. That's what I promise you.
The boxing said they say that you can hit what you can't see.
So you reckon Tshifhiwa, your
you
boxing?
can't hit what you can't see.
And I can't stand in front of that, you know. He's confident about that. I'm there to prove him wrong. You know, my job is to make sure he fails, and I'm there for that.
Tshifhiwa, how do you see the fight actually going?
Either way, Brian, I'm saying on points, if it go the distance, I'll win on points. If it's a knockout, I'll knock him out.
You'll be the man stopping.
I don't doubt that. I've got power at lightweight. When I moved to lightweight, he fought the guys that he fought, right? There are 2 or 3 fights that we fought, Boyia, I think Bikicha, and Sipose Mvula, right? I didn't have the strength as a lightweight. Now I've built more strength. Now I can really hit as a lightweight. I've proved that. I've hit guys where they go hit the ropes and back, right? Just not because I'm sitting on power. I've got the strength of a lightweight now. I've got the speed of a lightweight now. So I feel like I'm a complete package at lightweight.
Fantastic. Lusanda, last word from you. That's the South African champion that you got to try and beat at Empress Palace on the Golden Glove Show. Lights out.
I'm the smallest lightweight in this country, but nobody knows that. I'm small. You know, even the weight I walk around it, I'm the smallest. Even in the ring, I'm always the smallest, you know. But I promise you one thing, even Dynamite is packed in small packages.
So.
He's going to see that and he's going to feel it.
Fantastic. Thank you guys for chatting. We'll talk again before the big fight. South African lightweight champion Tshifhiwa Munyai, nicknamed Spider, and Lusanda Komanisi, former IBO featherweight world champion, nicknamed Mexican. And they've got a fantastic big fight. Look out for it. Main supporting bout to Kevin Lerena, Marius Vach from Germany on the 17th of September at Empress Palace, called Lights Out on a Golden Gloves tournament. From me, Brian Mitchell, thank you for watching.